Hey, friend, do you want to come on my commute with me? Too bad, you're coming. I don't have any choice about going to work today, so neither do you. I live in the Eastbrook Valley. It's one of 3 valleys that lead into the village of Walton. There's the town church. About 3,000 people live here, but most of the land between now and my work is owned by New York City. The water that runs through the Eastbrook Valley eventually makes its way to city faucets because the city built a reservoir that I get to drive along in the mornings. At the top of the watershed, the water is pristine. I do think the ride through the mountains is comforting, even though these days I'm usually more aware of how isolated I feel in these valleys. I'm so far from so much of the rest of the world, but by fate, or choice maybe, this is the part of the world that I get to move through most frequently. To go anywhere, I have to drive this path, a mountain range between me and my work. It looks like they're doing road work today. I suppose there are worse fates to have, right? So I get to see this over and over. The same bends in the road, the same challenge of distance. Make sure to add more asphalt so the cars move as fast as possible until they're going so fast that the mountains feel so close that it feels like if I reached my hand through the windshield, I'd touch them, even though the hills are always on the horizon, one after the other, and I'm always just a very small pair of eyes peering over the dashboard, making sure I ride the curves all right and don't skid far out beyond. I can't really know what there is beyond this, though. I mean, sure, I could drive out of the mountains altogether and follow the water until it reaches the city and the sea, but even then it would still feel much like this. I'd still be in this body, watching time flow by from this angle, not yours. Even if you were in the car right next to me, I can't really know what it would be like for you. You're far beyond what I get to experience. But this is what I get to experience. On this day, I get to be on this highway, same as all the other days. This is the road that's in front of me, and I get to travel it, even though it's long. It sure is pretty. There is a kind of stillness in all this motion that can be oddly satisfying. Always going somewhere, but the view remains the same, forward. And the signs become more frequent, and the hills give way to urban sprawl, and then I'm somewhere else. In a river of cars and concrete headed to the big university. I want it to be a journey that I can enjoy. But the last part is hard, always. I must solve the labyrinth of the parking lot. Today the maze is especially full. It doesn't feel like I'm moving forward anymore. I'm just spinning around and around, trying to find a place where I fit. Lost in a column of cars miles long, and I'm so tired. The world is so large, but still, wherever you go, there are people in line, people on top of people, so many people, and all of them need a place that's theirs, and we all have to bump into each other until we find one. And this is what I get to experience too. On this day, I get to be in this parking maze, same as all the other days. And that's basically okay. I mean, it has to be, right? It's not like I have a choice. This is the commute I get to have. Nobody else has one like it. When you drive to work, you see different things, think different thoughts, and it's basically okay too. What's your commute like? Would you tell me?